Da er det klart for nok et intervju på POPdateringen. Jeg har fått æren av å intervjue selveste Yelawolf. Det er ikke helt min type stil, det er litt utenfor popsjangeren, men han er jo en veldig kjent rapper. Han er jo tross alt signert til Eminems Shady Records. Så for meg var det veldig stort å få snakke med han. Jeg klarte til og med å styre samtalen inn på litt Britney-spørsmål, noe jeg var litt nervøs for å gjøre, i og med at det var kanskje litt out of context. Men han tok det med et smil, og han ropte til og med etter meg da jeg gikk fra intervjuet. Han ropte litt sånn «Erik, you're toxic, man. Don't you know it? You're toxic». Så da føler jeg at jeg gjorde et skikkelig inntrykk på han. Jeg håper i hvert fall at han synes det var gøy å få litt andre typer spørsmål enn det han pleier å få. Så bare følg med nå. Her er intervjuet. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me on the Pop Day.
Yeah, nice to meet you, John.
When did you come to Norway?
Yes, last night.
Have you gotten a chance to see anything yet?
No, I just woke up.
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
But you're playing X Games tonight. Are you excited?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I got a couple friends out there who's gonna be competing.
Oh, so you're into sports? Do you follow the X Games regularly, or?
Just keep up with some friends of mine. I've made some friends with a couple professional snowboarders and skateboarders and stuff like that. So I watch and keep up with them.
So who are you rooting for?
Louis Vito.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to start off with some basics, how did you come up with your stage name, Yelawolf?
It's Native American, so I just kind of was drawn to that when I was younger. I mean, I still am, but that's where it came from.
Okay.
That connection.
And your latest album, how did that shape up? What was the story behind Love Story? How did you end up with that title?
All of my projects start with a title. It's kind of like a way for me to write them. You know, it's like
that's the first step in the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, the title just, sometimes you just throw a phrase out there that feels like an album title.
Yeah.
And I knew that I could base a lot around those words and that concept.
Who's the love story between? Is there a specific, like?
Well, me and music.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I have to be honest, I'm really more of a pop music person myself.
Cool.
But when I listened to your music before this, I realized that there's a lot of contrast in your sound. You changed it up a lot from like hard-hitting rap music to more radio-friendly melodic tracks. How does that work for you? Do you decide to make that kind of music, or does it happen naturally for you?
I try not to repeat myself when I'm making an album, for sure, you know. And I'm somewhat of a schizophrenic when it comes to music, you know. I like so many different things. So really the challenge for me is not to do something too different.
Yeah.
To try to, like, you know,
to try to keep yourself inside like one.
Just try to keep it within a concept, within a sound.
But it is really interesting though, listening to your latest album, because you never really know what to expect. You get all these kind of sounds, and I was really surprised positively. Like, I liked it.
Well, thank you.
It was really, especially the American youth surprised me a lot. The country vibe in that, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't see it coming either. But when you feel like you wrote a good record, a good song, you just roll with it. You know, it's definitely stepping out there with American You. Like, you know, I knew that it was very poppy and definitely one of the most friendly records I've ever wrote, you know?
Yeah.
But then just to juxtapose the melody with the concept, with the lyrics, you know, give it some kind of edge. That made it cool for me. But yeah, that love story, I really found something, you know, with making that album.
Yeah. Do you have like a specific song that's really meaningful to you? Like that's been like tough process to write that has a specific history?
Off a love story, I think would probably be Have a Great Flight. It was because I wrote it so many years ago and it finally got a spot, you know. Finally got placement for it.
Okay.
That and Empty Bottles. Those are two records that I waited a really long time for them to have an album to put on.
What about the box Chevy V? Is that the follow-up to the original box Chevy? Or is it like, it is connected, I assume?
Yeah, it's just like, traditionally I would do a box Chevy record on projects. So that was part 5 of all the box Chevys I've put out.
Yeah. And how did that begin? What was the original idea?
The original one was, I did years before I even did trunk music. I did it for a mixtape called Stereo. And yeah, it was like a classic rock tribute mixtape I did with my boy DJ Ideal and DJ R Time out in Miami. And yeah, that song was born during those sessions. And then I wrote a part 2 during the Columbia's, when I was signed to Columbia for that brief time. That never got out. We ended up putting it on a mixtape, and then that's how it started.
That kind of leads me into the next question. How was it for you to go from a self-driven mixtape artist to a major label? Was that difficult?
Not really. It's only really difficult just to deal with major label system.
Yeah. Did you have to change the way you made music or the way you thought about music?
Well, in the beginning, yeah, because I had a team that was trying to push and guide me in a certain way.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best idea. I'm not really an artist that's good for that. You know? I gotta be let loose and
do it your own way.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get the best out of what I do, then you have to just leave me alone. So, I mean, once we got past the, you know, the bullshit, you know, and just got it out of the way, things started flowing really well.
And then how did you end up in touch with Eminem? How did that happen? Because that was the next, you signed with Shady Records.
Yeah, he picked up. First, there was a few people that connected us. It was Jim Johnson, Paul Rosenberg, and Marshall went out to Miami to work with Jim Johnson, who's a good friend of mine, and Jim played him Pop the Trunk, the music video that was out at that time. Marshall had already got the mixtape, so I guess on his way back to Detroit, he listened to the mixtape and soaked it in, and that was that. He flew me out to Detroit for a meeting,
and what was it like the first time you were in the studio with him? Do you work similarly with music?
No, we don't work similar making music. No, I don't think anybody does though.
No.
I mean,
do you have like a specific way you create songs, or does it happen like different every time?
That's kind of like, it's definitely different. Yeah. I never approach a record the same way, whether it starts with a guitar or a drum, or I come in with the song.
You don't have like a recipe for a song?
No, not for me.
I know that you competed in the Missy Elliott show a lot of years ago, right?
Yeah, like
in 2005.
Was it 05?
Yeah, that's what I read at least.
She's 11 years ago.
Have you stayed in touch with her? Do you like know her?
No, that wasn't like. Yeah, I was so far removed from all those people during the time that nah.
So there's not a collab in the horizon. You're not.
No, I mean I'm a fan of Missy, but that was a desperate attempt on my part to be seen, you know.
Yeah. Do you regret it though, or was it like a good start for you?
They say you don't regret anything. I mean, there's certain things that I definitely do that I would have done different. you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you listen to any Norwegian artists at the moment? Do you like any of them? Do you know any?
I don't know of any. Doesn't mean that, you know, I don't know many American artists either. So I don't.
You don't? How does that happen? How do you not know?
I'm just not. I just don't listen to much.
You're into your own
current
music and that's
yeah.
basically it.
I mean, I'm not selfish to the point where I'm completely not paying attention. I love Chris Stapleton's new album.
Yeah.
That's the latest. That's the last album I listened to, top to bottom.
Okay.
But yeah, like, you know, there's a lot of music on my iPod, but there's so many new artists popping up every day. Seems like I turn on the radio and I'm like, who is that? You know,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
So you don't have any exciting new artists that you dream of working with, or do you have any like dream collaborations?
No, I'm just working on our stuff right now.
Yeah. What's next for you? Do you have a new album coming out?
Yeah, the new album's called Trial by Fire,
Okay.
and we just wrapped that actually. So
When is that coming out? Do you have a date? Yeah.
I don't have a release date for it, but I don't know, the label's coming out in a couple of weeks to listen to it. So
Oh, exciting.
yeah, we'll see.
I have to ask this question. I ask everyone I talk to about this because I'm a huge Britney Spears fan.
Mm-hmm.
It never goes old for me. So I was wondering, do you have a favorite song by her? Or do you have like a favorite memory that she's created?
Toxic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that beat is ridiculous.
I agree. That's the classic. The classic pick.
Yeah, that beat was retarded. I mean, I'm not a, you know, I think obviously I'm not like a fan.
No, I didn't expect
huge
that.
But Toxic, I remember that that beat was really
It is
sick.
pretty addictive.
Yeah.